Hey everybody, Mike with Enviroscape LA, and today I decided to talk to you about sustainability in the landscape. I've got an expertise with this, having over 3 decades of landscape experience, but I've really been landscaping with sustainability in mind for the last couple of decades, and right in back of me what we're doing is we're actually doing a little open heart surgery on this waterfall. It's a pond and waterfall here, and you can see there's up at the very top. It was built over with a bridge. There's a bridge over the top of the waterfall so people can come down, and then you could follow it down. It's beautiful. Actually, one of the most beautiful landscapes we've done, waterfalls, because it just kind of creeps down. It's a little bit of a hillside, and it's on the side of this house here. And what happens is people come out here for enjoyment. Now, what we did do is we planted a lot of taller stuff so that it doesn't get pounded by the sun, because the sun will cause a lot of algae to happen. So if you can, when you're building a pond, a koi pond or a fish pond, make sure that it's deep enough so that the fish can survive the raccoons, and then also make sure that it has a good filtration system. Here's an interesting thing. People are wondering, in this day and age where California doesn't have water or a lot of water, why still have a waterfall? And here's an interesting thing. A study was done by the International Professional Pond Contractors Association, what's called the IPPCA, and they did a study of grass versus waterfall, pond. And what they found out is because a pond and waterfall recirculates the same water over and over again, that it uses way less water than grass. Now, the study was done with just regular grass. It wasn't done with some of the native grasses that are coming out. But my point being that in this day and age of drought and mega drought where we don't have a little water, should you turn off your pond? Should you drain it? Should you just say, you know what, it's going to be a dry creek bed? And my answer is no, and I'll tell you why. Because for the simple reason that when you have a waterfall, you have a pond, it's a complete ecosystem if you build it right. The things that we need most in life are, we need good food, and good food comes from pollination of insects. What are the pollinators in nature? You have birds, you have butterflies, you have the beneficial insects. Take, for example, bees. If we didn't have bees in our society, when you walk into the store next time, you'd see about 70% to 75% of everything that you need for food. It wouldn't be there. Your store would be reduced down to about 20-25%. So do we need bees? Yes. The biggest issue the bees need, the biggest thing they need is water in the landscape. And what does a pond provide? It provides nutritious water. There are times when you can see them come, they just flitter around just for a few seconds, and they just get a drink, and then they fly off. Hardest thing for bees to get, and I'm not just talking about bees, I'm talking about insects, I'm talking about the beneficials, butterflies, all of them, they need a water source. So it's very, very important. If you have a waterfall, I would encourage you to keep it running for these very reasons. And also, another point too, think about it. One of the biggest drugs that are given out in the United States are antidepressants. I challenge you to, if you have a pond, get in front of it, meditate, just close your eyes and let the universe in, feel the peace, feel the tranquility. Look at the fish as they slowly glide throughout the water. It will have a great impact on your health for the better. It'll slow things down. We were meant to be out in this type of environment. It just works. Better than a pill? I would say so. Absolutely. So I behoove you to think twice before you're going to... Now, if you have a fountain, I see a lot of shopping malls or just decorative fountains. If you want to, even though they're recirculating, if you want to turn that off, fine. But I think for wildlife, we really do need to be a voice for those who don't have a voice. The small creatures, big and small. Waterfalls and ponds are an essential part of what we need to have in our environment as humans. A swimming pool, how often do you see bees flocking around a swimming pool? How often do you see butterflies? A hummingbird? You don't, because it's chlorinated. It's got a lot of chemicals in it. I would encourage insects to drink out of it. I wouldn't encourage a dog to drink out of it. I'd encourage them to drink out of a pond, though. It's living water. So these are some points to keep in mind. We really need to start thinking now about our environment. The decisions we make now are going to have huge impacts into the future. This is Mike with Enviroscape LA signing off. When you think sustainability, think Enviroscape LA.